Great. Welcome back. We're still coming to you live from the OR Tambo International Airport. It's been a very, very long day. If you've been following the updates here on Salam Media, the story of 160 Palestinians who were stuck at the tarmac here at OR Tambo. And the man who's been with them throughout the day is Nigel. Nigel, you look tired, you look exhausted. It proved to be a very, very long day. Just take us through the day. What happened, background, everything in between.
I'm sorry, I'm very emotional. It's been a very hard day. I think the sum of it for me is this is not what South Africa was supposed to be, you know. We were supposed to be a country that was a constitutional democracy founded on human rights. Palestinian struggles were our struggles. What happened to them was what happened to us. And we cannot allow this to happen. It's still continuing. So as much as I'm getting hugged by everybody here and saying, hey, well done for being on the plane, I've been taken off the plane so that they can continue their operations. Right now, they are busy. We don't know what they're doing. The reason they've taken us off is so that they can communicate in secret. We've watched Lift Airlines all day give lies to the passengers and tell them lies that they can't apply for asylum. This guy, Nick, who's the head of Border Management Agency in South Africa here, has intentionally lied about the people trying to apply for asylum. I was with a woman who was 9 months pregnant. When I got onto the plane at about 2 o'clock, we walked onto the plane. She was coming down the stairs. We had called in an ambulance. That's how we got the plane stopped. The plane was about to take off, and this woman had phoned us. She's pregnant. And when I got on the plane, it was like an incubator. It was so hot. It was unbearable. One door was open. There were little kids on the plane, and their hair was completely wet. I saw one child being held who had all completely fainted in their dad's arms.
What was the main issue? Was it documentation? Was it them not going through the proper channels? I mean, you were there. What was the main issue that blocked them from ultimately getting into South Africa?
I have absolutely no idea. I can tell you that I've spoken to everybody. We have heard instructions from everybody in government from all over. And what we've been told at the highest levels of government is these people are going to be let in and they're going to be allowed to apply for asylum. But this Border Management Agency is some counter-revolutionary force within our country. It's just unacceptable. How can we not allow people who are coming from a genocide to apply for asylum? Surely that is the most fundamental right, is when you're being genocided to have asylum. That must be your fundamental right. How is that okay? So I have to think, from the beginning, we had a plane arrive I've lost track of time. And I've been up pretty much for 3 weeks. We had a plane arrive. I heard of a family that had just come from Palestine. Somebody contacted me. I've been helping Palestinians. So I went out. They were in Roodepoort, 13 and a half kilometers away from the closest mall. And that's when I first got alerted to what Al-Majd was doing. They had brought these people into the first plane arrived. There was 27 odd families, 176 people on that plane. They booked them accommodation in hotels across the city of Joburg. Everybody was placed at different hotels. The first family I went to 3 weeks ago was a father. He was He had been separated from his wife from before the genocide. He had 2 young kids, and they were thin as a rake, like gaunt. And so I started taking him around. I found that the first bank that I found was 13 and a half. I spent 6 hours with him just trying to help him relax. And then we had a whole lot of organizations that just came in. I have to say to the Muslim community, I have never seen care at this level as I've seen from Muslim people across this country who have given generously, provided accommodation. We've had medical teams that have gone out to visit families. We've had this week operations on children's teeth from the malnutrition. There was a child on the plane that I saw just now. Her teeth, it was a little child. I don't know what gender the child was, but I just noticed the teeth all black. And many of the children that I've seen this week have had these black teeth. We've seen, so I went from that family, I went to a family in Braamfontein. There was a family in Yeovil. There was a family in the inner city. People had been placed all across the city. That's what Al-Majd is doing. They just want to displace Palestinians. And if you go to the media now, you'll see there's 16 planes that Israel has sent out to the world, trying to ethnically cleanse everybody who has any wealth. I've met with doctors, I've met with psychologists, with teachers this week. So that was the context. We heard from them that there was this plane coming.
Let's talk about the latest now. There was a lot being said about whether or not they'll be allowed back into the country. There were reports that others have actually, been allowed to leave. Others are in Malaysia, Australia, and the numbers is not as complete as when they arrived. How true is that? And what's the latest now? What's going to be happening?
So before we got on the plane, there were 14 people that were taken off the plane that had already made decisions to go to other countries. And they were taken to other countries. And during the course of the day, what we've watched, so on the plane, I mean, just to make it absolutely clear, I think that I don't know, but I want to ask the Palestinian solidarity community what we do about Lift Airlines. Lift Airlines was involved with the first flight and the second flight. They're involved in ethnically cleansing Palestinians from Gaza. I do not think that it is okay for them to have an operating license if they are using it to traffic people to South Africa, because those people came without documentation. Their passports were not stamped. They were taken through the border intentionally to not have passport stamps. And that is the little technicality that our government is using to deny them entry to South Africa. But we have refugee law. Refugee law demands that people should be able to apply for asylum, whether they have documents or not, whether they enter the country legally or not. Everybody has the right to apply for asylum, especially if they're fleeing the conditions that those people have come from Gaza.
Still no word about what's going to be happening to them now. Where are they being kept at this current moment?
So we have lawyers working on it. We have diplomatic and political teams working on contacting everybody at high levels of government. I'm just so grateful for people like Imtiaz Suleiman, Gift of the Givers, Zahira Baum from Caring Women's Forum, those kinds of people that have just been there, been present, been giving, and they sent us. I ate for the first time today at about, I don't know what the time is now, about an hour ago. I ate about an hour ago, and I got on the plane at 2, and I had a cup of coffee for breakfast in the morning, and then we were just running around. But the people on the plane, that was the first food that they got. Imagine an airline leaving people on the tarmac for a whole day with little kids. I mean, there's babies on that plane, there's little kids on the plane, leaving them on the tarmac all day. There's no air conditioning on that plane. I asked the pilot, can we put the air conditioning? He says, we do not have facilities to put air conditioning on. There's no toilets on that plane. So they had to take the people off the plane and bring them to the toilet, and then they just brought them straight back onto the plane. I'm sorry, what is wrong with South Africa? How can you do that to people?
No, thank you so much. We'll definitely be chatting with you to get a bit more updates, but yeah, really appreciate your efforts.
I'll just say one more thing. I know a lot of Palestinians are going to watch this video. And I want to say to you, and I'm looking at a lot of the family members here now, I want to say to you, you are not alone. We, South Africans, will stand with you. If our government fails you, we will stand with you. You are not alone. I want to tell you, you are not alone. I'm looking at the father now of one of the passengers on the plane. His daughter is 9 months pregnant. He told me that the plane was coming. If it wasn't for his bravery and his intervention, we wouldn't have known that plane was coming. We contacted Durko and told them Durko did not know the plane was coming. It was because of this man's intervention that we knew that plane was coming. And I'm looking at him and I want to say, I saw your child, I saw your son-in-law, and I saw your grandchild on the plane. They're not in good conditions, but we need to fight for them. I want to call all South Africans now, call everybody that you know. Let's not go to bed tonight early. Let's fight until all those people are given refugee status, are allowed into this country, and are allowed to be embraced by us, South Africans who care.
Thank you so much.